The call came on a Tuesday afternoon while I was helping my daughter, Peyton, pick out decorations for her 8th birthday party. She'd been planning it for months, talking about it every day. Pink and gold ribbons, a unicorn cake, her grandparents seated in the places of honor because she loved them so much. "We need to talk about next weekend," my dad said, without preamble when I answered. "Peyton's party. I'm glad you called. Do you want her to show you her dress? She picked it out all by herself." I saw Peyton hold the shimmering pink dress up to the mirror, her face lit with excitement. "Actually, that's why I'm calling." My dad's tone was clipped, businesslike. "Your mother and I won't be able to make it." I felt my stomach drop. "What do you mean you can't make it? It's her birthday. She's been talking for weeks about you being here." "We have other commitments that day," he said simply. "The Hendersons are hosting a charity gala at the club. It's black tie, very exclusive. We RSVP'd weeks ago." "Weeks ago," I repeated slowly. "Peyton's birthday has been on the calendar for 6 months." "Well, we forgot," my dad said with a hint of irritation. "It happens. She's little. She'll have plenty of other birthdays." Peyton looked up at me. Sensing something was wrong, her smile faded slightly. "Dad, this is important to her. Can't you go to the gala another day?" "Don't be ridiculous," he scoffed. "The Hendersons are very influential people. Your mother and I can't just skip their event. Besides, we've already bought new clothes. Your mother has a designer gown. I had a tuxedo custom made." "You bought a new tuxedo for the Hendersons' party, but you can't come to your granddaughter's birthday." My voice rose despite my efforts to stay calm. "It's not the same," my dad said defensively. "The thing at the club is for adults. It's sophisticated. It's our social circle. Peyton will be fine with her little friends and a cake." I closed my eyes, trying to process it. "She's turning 8. She made special invitations for you. She drew the 3 of you together." "We'll take her for ice cream the following weekend," my dad offered, as if it were a reasonable trade. "We'll make it up to her." "She doesn't want ice cream next weekend. She wants you at her party this weekend." "Well, she can't always get what she wants," my dad snapped. "It's a lesson she has to learn. The world doesn't revolve around children's parties." Peyton had put her dress down and was now standing very still, watching my face. Children always know when something is wrong. "Let me be very clear," I said slowly. "You are choosing a party at the country club with the Hendersons over your only granddaughter's birthday." "Don't be dramatic," my dad said. "We're not choosing anything. We simply have important prior commitments. You should understand that we have a social standing to maintain." "A social standing," I repeated, emotionless. "Yes. The club, the charity boards, our friends, those things matter. They're part of who we are. We can't just drop everything because a child wants us at a party." I looked at Peyton, who was now sitting on her bed, her small hands folded in her lap, the earlier excitement completely gone. She wasn't crying, she was just very, very still. That was worse somehow. "She made drawings for you," I said quietly into the phone. "She made little place cards with your names for the table. She told everyone at school her grandparents were coming." "And we truly are sorry we can't make it," my dad said, though his tone suggested he wasn't sorry in the slightest. "But life is full of disappointments. She'll get over it." Something inside me shifted. I thought of all the calls over the years, all the conversations about money, all the things my parents never knew that I knew. "The Hendersons' party at the club," I said carefully. "It's at the Oak Valley Country Club, right?" "Of course. Where else?" My dad sounded confused by the question. "And you'll be wearing the new tuxedo you had made from that fine tailor downtown." "Yes." "What does that have to do with anything?" "And my mother's new gown from that luxury boutique on Brighton Way." "Your mother deserves nice things," my dad said defensively. "We've worked our whole lives." I opened the banking app on my phone. My finger hovered over several automatic payment settings. Payments that had been running for 7 years. Payments my parents never questioned, that they simply accepted as their due. "Dad, I have a question," I said calmly. "How exactly are you paying for all of that? The club membership, the designer clothes, the charity galas?" "What kind of question is that?" My dad's voice turned sharp. "That's none of your business." "Actually, it is my business," I replied, "because I'm paying for it." Silence on the other end of the line. "What are you talking about?" my dad finally said. "The Oak Valley Country Club membership, $8,000 a month. I pay for it. The mortgage on your house, $5,000 a month, I pay for it. The payments on your cars, both of them, I pay for them. Your credit cards, your insurance, your property taxes. Should I go on?" "That's ridiculous," my dad sputtered. "We have retirement savings. We have investments." "You had retirement savings," I corrected. "You ran through it 12 years ago when Dad's business went under. You never rebuilt it. For the last 7 years, I have been covering your entire lifestyle, every expense. I set up the payments to come from an account where my name wasn't visible. You just assumed you had money." Peyton was watching me now with wide eyes. I shouldn't have been having this conversation in front of her, but I couldn't stop. "You're lying," my dad said, but his voice no longer had the same conviction. "I'm not. Check your account right now. Look where the deposits come from. Look who pays the club membership. Call the club if you don't believe me. Ask whose credit card is on file." I heard muffled voices. My dad must have pulled the phone away to talk to my mom. When he came back, his tone had changed completely. "Even if that were true," he said carefully, "it doesn't change the fact that we have commitments. We can't just cancel on the Hendersons." "You can't or you won't." "Both," he said, a bit of his arrogance returning. "We are not going to embarrass ourselves by canceling at the last minute. And frankly, your daughter needs to learn she's not the center of the universe." "My daughter," I said softly, "is 8 years old. She is kind and loving, and she looks up to you. She saves her drawings to show you. She practices piano because she wants to play for you. She talks about you all the time, and you're telling me your social standing with the Hendersons is more important than being there for her." "It's not a matter of importance," my dad argued. "It's a matter of obligations, of responsibility to our community." "Like the club events you can't afford without my money?" I asked calmly. He froze. I could hear it in the sudden silence, in his hitched breath. Reality had finally hit him. "What are you saying?" His voice was barely a whisper. "I'm saying that every single thing you do at that club, I pay for. Every event, every dinner, every round of golf, the Hendersons' gala, the ticket cost. I'm paying for that too. The designer tuxedo, my card. My mother's gown, the same card. Even the club's valet service. It all comes from me." "Now hold on a minute," my dad started, raising his voice. "No, you hold on," I interrupted, my own voice perfectly calm. "You are choosing the Hendersons over Peyton. You are choosing people who only know you because you show up at expensive events in expensive clothes, pretending you have money. None of them would care if they knew the truth." "The truth?" My dad sounded scared now. "That you're broke. That you have been for years. That your daughter has been subsidizing your entire lifestyle because she didn't want you to feel ashamed or lose face with your friends." I heard my mom's voice in the background. "Please," she was saying, "please." But the truth hurts, and sometimes it has to be said. "Here's what's going to happen," I continued with that strange calm. "You have a choice. You can come to Peyton's birthday party next Saturday at 2 p.m., or you can go to the Hendersons' gala. But if you choose the gala, I am canceling every automatic payment I have set up. The club membership ends. Your cards will be declined. Your lifestyle is over." "You can't do that," my dad said, but there was no conviction left in his voice. "Of course I can. It's my money. It has always been my money. I have given it to you out of love and respect. But if you can't show that same love and respect for your granddaughter, then I see no reason to continue." "You're being manipulative," my dad accused. "I'm being clear," I corrected. "I'm not asking you to choose between your social life and your family. I'm telling you that your social life only exists because of your family, because of me. And if you can't prioritize an 8-year-old's birthday party over cocktails with the Hendersons, then you don't deserve either. Peyton had come over to me. She reached up and took my hand. Her small fingers were cold. "Let me talk to your mother," my dad said, his voice strained. "Put her on speaker," I replied. A moment later, my mom's trembling voice came on. "Honey, please don't do this. Your father didn't mean it the way it sounded. We can fix this," she pleaded. "We can find a middle ground." "The middle ground is simple, Mom. Show up at Peyton's birthday party. That's it. That's all I'm asking. Choose your granddaughter over a party with people who wouldn't care if you disappeared tomorrow." "It's not that simple," my mom said quietly. "Yes, it is. You're making it complicated because you're embarrassed to cancel on the Hendersons. You're more worried about what they will think than what Peyton will feel." "That's not fair," my mom protested. "What's not fair is breaking an 8-year-old's heart because you're too proud to skip a party," I said. "What's not fair is making her feel like she doesn't matter. What's not fair is teaching her that social status is worth more than family." I heard my parents talking in low, urgent voices. Finally, my dad came back on the line. "Fine," he said bitterly. "We'll come to the party. Are you happy now?" "This isn't about me being happy," I said. "This is about Peyton knowing she is loved. And frankly, after this conversation, I'm not even sure your presence is worth it." "What does that mean?" "It means you should come because you want to come, not because I threatened to cut you off. If you show up at that party with resentment in your hearts, Peyton will feel it. Kids always do." "We'll be there," my mom said quickly. "We'll be there, and we will be happy to be there. I promise." "I hope so," I said. "Because if you make her feel bad in any way, if you make one comment about having to miss the Hendersons' party, if you show the slightest sign you'd rather be anywhere else, then that will be the last time you see either of us." "You can't be serious," my dad said. "Try me." I hung up and looked at Peyton. She was watching me with those big, serious eyes. "Are Grandma and Grandpa coming to my party?" she asked softly. "Yes, sweetheart. They're coming." "Did you have to make them?" I knelt to her level. Sometimes grown-ups forget what's most important. Sometimes they need to be reminded. "Are they mad at you?" "Maybe a little," I admitted. "But that's okay. I don't regret standing up for you." She wrapped her arms around my neck in a tight hug. "Thank you, Mommy. Always, sweetie. Always." The party the following Saturday was tense. My parents arrived on time, dressed appropriately but not extravagantly. They brought gifts and smiled for the pictures, but there was a coldness in my father's eyes that hadn't been there before, a resentment simmering just below the surface. Peyton didn't seem to notice. She was just so happy to have them there, showing them her cake, introducing them to her friends, pulling them into games. She glowed with joy all afternoon. As they were leaving, my dad pulled me aside. "We need to talk about the financial situation," he said stiffly. "We can't go on like this, with you holding this over our heads." "I'm not holding anything over your heads," I replied. "I'm simply not going to finance a lifestyle you value more than your own granddaughter." "We came to the party, didn't we?" "This time. What about next time? And her school plays, her piano recital, her graduation someday? Are you going to be there for those things, or will it always require a threat first?" My dad didn't answer. "Look, Dad, I love you. I've helped you for years because I love you and I didn't want you to struggle. But love is supposed to go both ways. If you can't show up for the people who love you, then what's the point?" "It's not that simple," he muttered. "Yes," I said firmly. "It is." They left soon after, and I never found out if they tried to explain their absence to the Hendersons or what excuse they gave. I didn't care. What mattered was that Peyton had her grandparents at her party. What mattered was that she felt loved and valued. The automatic payments continued. I didn't cancel them, but the relationship had changed. My parents now knew that their lifestyle was a gift, not a right, and they knew that gift came with expectations. Some truths hurt, but sometimes they're necessary. And sometimes choosing your child means choosing to hurt those who should have known better all along. Peyton never knew the full story of what happened that day. She only knew her grandparents came to her party. She only knew that she mattered, and that was enough.